Hello everybody, welcome back to Shadow Jimmy 45, the channel where we play games and have fun here. As some of you know, but many of you do not know, I work in an office. And working in an office is interesting. I mean, it's very interesting. You never know what's gonna happen. Oh, yeah. And so this game, it's called the Stanley Parable. Many of you have probably already seen people play this before, but I decided I would give it my own go around because I don't remember a whole lot of what happens. I know it's a super interesting and fun game. Oh, this is the end is never the end. The end is never the end. Oh my.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Oh. It's pretty cool.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Oh my.
Although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Well, that's cool.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Cool. Yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, dude, I missed a memo. All right, where's this room? Where am I supposed to go? It looks pretty self-explanatory, man.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, I know you cannot listen to him, but I'm just going to play it through. Which way's left? This way. Yeah. Alright. I did think about that. Alright. Let's go.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Tips for not getting fired.
Disbelief. Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
That's pretty good. All right. Oh, whoa, whoa.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Sounds good, dude. I'm just gonna do what he says, cause I don't remember what happens when you just follow the boss's office. Nothing in here.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
What kind of a
shocked,
freaking
unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
There we go.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code.
That's right.
Sheer luck.
That's exactly right, man.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. Where? Oh, wow. Holy crap, dude. What is this freaking portal? I assume this is where I'm supposed to go, but the narration's kind of stepped. Alright. Where are we going now? The right way? Are we doing the right thing?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It
Yeah?
was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
I think the bigger thing is, like, the fact that
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Well, I'm going to do that. Yeah, I think the bigger question is, why isn't he questioning why there's a mind control facility and other stuff like that? Guess we're turning it on.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna figure it out. What is this, like Professor X's friggin' big old see everything room? Oh,
now the monsters jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Oh,
each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Hey, what's that one say?
One of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay, well, look at that. Look at that. There's so many cameras. Why would you... I don't know. Big boss guy wants to be able to see everything.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's exactly what this story's about, it seems.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
Oh, no.
Wasn't it?
No.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
That seems to be the case, man. I mean,
the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Is that how I do it? That button there? Alright, how do I dismantle this? Oh, power facility. I guess I turn it off. What's this do? Nothing, huh? Alright. Guess we're going in here. Yeah, what the heck? On and off.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Yeah. Turn it off. I can't see anything. What's happening now?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Okay.
Was it over?
I don't think so. I can move my head.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine.
He did it.
Unshackled himself from someone else's command.
Yeah.
Freedom was mere moments away.
Wait a minute.
Even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, It will be his.
Oh.
And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Uh-huh. You know, it's kind of ironic that
Stanley felt the cool breeze
I
upon his
literally,
skin,
all I
the
did was
feeling of
follow
liberation,
instructions.
the immense possibility of the new path.
I had the opportunity to not
This was
follow
exactly the
anything
way,
that he said to
right
do.
now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
He was happy. Oh my gosh. All right. So that's the original story. You beat the game. Holy crap. Now that I did it that way, we're going to go through and we're going to see what differences. Oh wait. Do
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Sure. A memo. Let's see where the other... Where's the other doors? Dang it.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Well, it's about to. Come on, man. I'm thinking for myself, like you said.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Blah, blah,
he entered
blah.
this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Of course I did. Come on. There's no way that I would want to do anything else.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate,
get a soda?
beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh my gosh. Well, shut up, alright? We're gonna do this.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Are you sure?
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
The narrator?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
What the heck?
I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Who's her?
She's been waiting.
Alright, where is she? Oh. Hi.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
Isn't she calling me though? Wouldn't that mean that I'm...
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go.
Oh, she
All right,
sounds
now,
nice.
I want you to come in and tell me all about your
What the frick? What's going on?
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you?
Oh,
I'm
boy.
trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come
Wait.
inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
No.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Well, I guess we're going in here. Howdy.
This is a
Wifo.
very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What the frick? Press E on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Come on.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
No. No,
Now
it's my
he's pushing
office.
a button.
It's
now
turning.
he's eating lunch. Now he's going home.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's coming back to work.
That's creepy.
One
Why
might
would I
even feel
have?
sorry for him?
Why would I
except
have
that
a
he's
mannequin
chosen
wife?
this life.
Come on. Okay.
But
Press
in
in.
his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown.
Yes, I understand
Fantastic
that.
discoveries of new lands.
Wow.
It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Okay. Press L to
And so
watch
he
TV.
began to fantasize about his own
Wait,
job.
what?
First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
That's super
The
weird.
thought excited him terribly.
Oh no.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths.
What are you doing
and
at work,
destinations.
wife?
Down one path lay
What are you
an
doing here,
enormous
man?
round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Game with a baby.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel
Okay.
he is free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Tell your wife you love her. I love
But
you,
there is no
wife.
answer.
What?
How could there possibly be? In reality, all
Well,
he's
that
doing
sucks.
is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which
I
life
see.
is the real one.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world, he can never be anything but an observer. That
Okay.
as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that
I'm
every
pressing
second
all
he
the
remains
buttons,
here,
sir.
He's electing to kill himself. How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
To
I suppose
question
I can't. Not in the
nothing.
way I want him to.
Hehehe.
But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must.
I must.
Perhaps. Well, maybe this time he'll see.
Ooh.
Maybe this time.
Maybe.
And I
Maybe.
tried again.
Please
And
die.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Oh. Did I press the wrong button? Nope. It's just loading it up again. Okie
All of his
doke.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
So how
Stanley
many
decided
other
to go to the
endings are
meeting
there?
room.
I don't know.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So none of these doors open.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Yeah,
and
it
Stanley
wasn't.
knew it perfectly well.
But what if
Perhaps he
we...
wanted to stop by the
I just wanna
employee lounge
see-
first, just to admire it.
What directions I
Wow.
can go? There's so many
Yes,
different, like...
this room.
plot
But eager to
points.
get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
So if I do
And so he
this...
detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Sort of. I sort of got back on track. I'm going down here. Because I'm not sure what's down here now.
But
There's a lot.
Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Well, it looks like that's the only way I can
Oh,
do
no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
it. Okay.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear. Would you hold on for a minute, please?
Yeah. Whatever. Find your script.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep.
Fred, Jilly.
Okay, yes, I've got it now.
You've got it?
This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Alright, let's go. Alright, we're doing this. Oh, what the heck?
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay.
Close my eyes. No.
Just have to get back
I don't want to see the spoiler.
Who am I kidding?
Oh boy.
It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Okay.
And this time, suppose
Dang
we
it.
don't wander so far off track, Okay. From the top.
I love that. I freaking love this game. I wanted to...
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh my gosh.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to
so-
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah. I'm so curious as to how many endings there are, because I know there's a lot. There's a lot of different choices you can
When
make.
Stanley... Wait, what?
Wait, what?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change?
Whoa.
Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
I don't
Did you
think-
move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere.
Dang it.
Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Holy crap. Everything's open to my existence, man. Whoa. Yeah, let's figure it out, man. What's in here? I need to find the story. It's a maze now. What the heck? This is... I don't... See, it's been so long since I've
I'll
seen...
say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Maybe.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Alright, we're just gonna go into it. Oh, dude. Yes.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perhaps. Well, let's see here. There's no doors.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might
It's
be
worse.
remembering this wrong.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
We'll find out. Oh, no, I thought that opened. Coffee spilled on the floor. That sucks. Anything in here? Come on, Mr. Narrator. Give me a hint. How do I do this?
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Alright, we gotta do that. We gotta retrace our steps, man. We gotta figure out what happened. Oh gosh. Is that... That's just dirtiness. That's dirty. It's
Now
fine.
this... Well, I'll be honest. I
Uh-oh.
don't recognize this place at all.
Me
Is this
neither.
the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were
Oh, I
supposed to
can
be
climb
doing,
on that. That's
how
what's
about
up there.
this? You win!
Oh, wow!
Congratulations!
Holy crap, I did it!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it
Yay.
really paid off. So, good
Thank you.
job.
Good job.
No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know
I do.
you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
What the heck?
Some
I did.
people
Win
win
and
fair
win.
and square, and this was not one of those situations.
What?
Okay?
What do you
I'm
mean?
getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Alright. Let's go. Let's go again. How long is this thing? Oh,
All right. I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Alright. Sweet. I'm doing it. This is so crazy.
The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
Okay, I could do it.
Thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself?
Why is that blurred out?
Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize.
Holy crap.
Not sure where I was going with all that. You know
what the heck?
I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Okay. Music! Alright, we're jamming out now. Holy crap. I'm gonna follow this yellow line if it's the last thing I do. We're going. Woo! Dang. We're
Got the music.
Oh.
Go back and look at that fern.
Wait, what fern?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Studying this fern here real quick. Just gotta look at it. Alright. I think it looks like a fern. I'll remember that. Remember the fern.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
What are you talking to? A line? A yellow line?
Oh, no.
We're back here.
Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after
We
everything
trusted
we've been through,
you, Line.
I
Come
can't
on.
take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Dang it. We're going. So now what?
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right?
Okay.
Why can't we make up our own story?
Yeah, let's do that.
Exciting,
Ooh.
daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Alright, let's go. I like him better when he's not trying to force me to do things.
This is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
This seems like a
wild.
circle.
Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Alright. I would like to...
Oh, no, not you again.
Oh, my.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Alright. There's no lines. There's no yellow lines. I'm gonna go over there. Alright, so... all I'm thinking is we can have a Barney attack game.
We get to make a decision. From
okay.
here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay. So I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here.
Yeah, no,
and
this makes sense.
Turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going?
Well, where do we want to go, Mr. Narrator guy? Come on, man.
The door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
All right.
Oh, hold up. What's this? The confusion ending. You're
First restart.
That's what this is.
Oh my gosh.
One giant ending.
Is this how many endings there are?
We're supposed to restart the game eight times?
Narrator is
That's
gone.
really how all this goes?
After a long time, Stanley
all
dies.
Determined?
Oh.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes
There's
blank
no longer an
simply because
office.
it's written here on
Simply
this-
black
this
space.
thing,
Wander in blackness. Find a
wall.
bookstore. Get
Well,
bored and leave.
who
Narrator
consulted me?
restarts the
Why
game.
don't I get to decide?
The narrator is
Why
gone
don't I get
after a long
say in
time.
all of
Stanley
this?
dies.
Is it really?
How many times now? Okay.
No, it can't be. I don't want it to
Find
be.
the line
I
again.
don't want the
Begin to
game
follow the
keep
line.
restarting. I
Find
don't
an
want to forget what's
identical
going
replica
on.
of the
I
office.
don't want to be trapped like this. I won't
Continue the
restart the game.
story.
I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped. Does that mean did we do it?
Did we
break
do
the
it?
cycle? The whatever it is that made this schedule?
Sure.
How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. How you doing, buddy?
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
Well,
I'm
yeah,
not quite
but
sure if we're in the destination or
can I
the
sit in
journey.
this chair at
Though
least
they're
if we're
always
just gonna be
saying
here a
that
while?
life is about the journey and
pretend
not
I'm
the
sitting in it.
destination. So I hope that's where we are right now.
We're
We'll
not.
find out, won't we?
We're not.
Eventually.
But there's no
Well,
destination.
in the meantime, if
Okay, so I think the narrator is gone for this last one. Is this 8?
all of his co-workers were gone,
Oh no.
what could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What are some other ways that I can go?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yes, okay. Is there another ending or is that it? I'm not entirely
Yet
sure.
there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave
Do
of
unbelievably
disbelief,
amazing work
Stanley
at
decided to
all
go
the time
up to his
except
boss's
for
office,
promotion and
hoping he
recognition.
might
Okay,
find an
that's
answer
pretty cool.
there.
Is there anything in the closet room?
Oh no!
Like in
no,
actuality?
No! Not again! I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked
Let's go.
upstairs to his boss's office.
Is there anything under the stairs? Nope. Okay. Fire hose.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And
Yeah,
in such
probably.
a competitive economy,
Let's see here.
why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself,
I'm walking
maybe
out
I
the loop.
am crazy.
Yeah.
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
What's happening?
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
What
Why
the
did
heck?
doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Yeah,
Were
they are.
simply repeating.
Yeah.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is
No.
all too strange. This can't be real.
It's not.
And
It's
at
not real.
last, he came to
We're
the
not gonna do it.
conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He
Uh-huh.
just hadn't found the words for it.
I'm in a game?
dreaming!
Oh.
He yelled. This is all a dream.
This is all a
What a
dream.
relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
All right, cool.
He thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh crap.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley
Wow.
marveled that he had still not woken up.
That's pretty
How
cool.
was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head.
What is this
Why
question?
he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Oh, I
Now
don't
the
know.
voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
No
And while
way!
he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
Yeah.
How could
okay.
it be?
Yeah.
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to
Holy
take
cow.
responsibility for himself?
Yeah, probably.
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Holy crap.
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
Yeah.
After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control.
Okay.
That this was a dream.
Yeah.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin.
Wake
The
up.
press of the mattress on his back.
Okay.
The
That's
fresh
pretty cool.
air of a world outside this one. Let
Is
me
it-
wake up, he
Wake
thought
up.
to himself.
Wake up.
I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over.
Sorry.
Let me go back to my job. Let me continue
me.
pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Mm-hmm.
My life is normal. I am normal.
Sure.
Everything will be fine.
That's not true.
I am okay.
Oh no. Yeah. Now it restarts, right? Oh. We'll keep going with this, I guess.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
What's going on?
And everything went black.
Well, that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Pretty neat.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Huh?
And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man.
What?
He was obviously crazy. This much
What?
she knew. Everyone knows
he's
what
dead.
crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
What the crap?
I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Oh, I wanted to see that animation of her sprinting off. But that did not seem to happen. The end is never the end. I think that is all the endings. But I'm not entirely sure. We're just gonna for a little bit,
How
right?
long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note
yep.
to be more careful with time from now on. When
Okay.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a
I'm
single
just curious,
person here
because I think
either.
there's at least one or two
Feeling a
more
wave
things
of
I can do.
disbelief,
Oh.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. I want to know. See, I can't go in here. I can now. To be rich is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. What the crap? What about in here? What's in here? Oh my gosh. What the heck? Do I go up or down? I'll go up. Ooh, I guess there's more to explore. I had no idea. I literally I don't think I've seen a full playthrough of this thing. So I'm just gonna keep playing until I think I've gotten everything. I want to know, what is the end? There's so much to explore. Yeah. Is there anything going on here? Like, huh. I don't know. I'll just kind of wait it out, I guess. I don't know what else to do, man. Do I have to press another button? What if I go down? No, 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 no. Alright. I guess that was a waste of time.
Stepping into his manager's office,
Oh,
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Is there anything over here, back here? Nope. Okay, so I go down this thing then. Alright, we're figuring this out. I'm just gonna see if there's anything else. If the elevator is all that there is, then I guess that's it. Sweet. I feel like there might be more though. There's gotta be.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Escape.
Mind
That's
Control
right.
Facility.
I wanted to do this.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
What the heck? Well, I'm going.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
But I want to know.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Is that really what it is? Is it my death? Oh, really? That's it? Oh, there's more.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
Oh, jeez.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture.
No.
He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh, wow. Alright. Thanks, Mr. Narrator, for saving me. Oh. What?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
What happened?
In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What happened?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
I don't know.
When every path has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now?
Nature painting.
Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he
office
hit start?
layout. This blueprint shows the office at the beginning of the game past Stanley. Two-way doors pass. Was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout the development and corridor almost. Okay. Corridor. The corridor packed in the section is important. Corridor had been moved, right now altered. Which two doors? Huh. Well, there we go. Office computers. Oh, DLC stuff, you know. Employee database. I can't read that. 1, 2, 3. The office. That's that's awesome. Button sounds. Cool. Credits. Aw, man, this is awesome. I assume this is the end of the game then. I've received all the endings to the Stanley Parable. What the frick? Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was too far jokey and too far jockey on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpret it as making fun of people who like shooters, which is not our intention. Oh, okay. Whoa, that's interesting. Narrator emails. After the second trailer we set out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use this to further in further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are the selection of those emails. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Interesting. No, this is cool. But yeah, I mean that's really the end of it here. I don't see any other thing to do at this point.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Huh. Turn it off. That's it.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Well.
But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time choose.
Huh. I was thinking about it, but I wasn't sure if that was the right answer. Oh. I think that's it. I think it won't let me do anything but quit the game. So quit the menu. Alright. Well, hey, check that out. I really like this game. It's very different. It's a very different experience. But it's also super fun. Definitely something to go back to every once in a while, just because it's super creative, and I really like the way that it progressed. I think I got all the endings. If I didn't, oh well. I mean, I don't think I'm going to make another video about it, but I might play it on my own sometime and do all the other endings that I missed. But I'm pretty sure I got everything. So yeah, if you liked it, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Bye bye.